Welcome to a new episode of It's a Lifestyle. And today will be spectacular because we are heading to Stephex Stables, home to some of the best riders of the world and famous for its 5-star events. However, Dirk is already on his way, so let's see if I can beat him and be there first. Shouldn't be any problem, I guess, because we are driving in style.
Well, Ellemijn, while you are opening this new episode, Dirk has already arrived at the beautiful Stephex complex. But let's stop talking and quickly get started with the new episode of It's a Lifestyle.
Hey, welcome at Stephex Stables.
Thank you.
But you're a little too late.
Yeah, I know, I lost. But tell me, what are we going to do today?
I have arranged a meeting with Tom Kerkhoffs, sales director of Stephex Horsetrucks.
Sounds interesting. And what is your plan?
I have a meeting with Stephan Conter, founder and owner of the Stephex Group.
Okay, and later on?
We're going to fly.
Fly?
Yes, fly. But you need to fly now to your appointment because we're too late.
Yeah.
And while Ellemijn is looking for a luxurious stream truck, Dirk is on his way to Stephan Conter for a good cup of coffee and chat.
So for you at home, this is Stephex Stables. This is the building where it all started, and I know Stephan is inside. So Stephan, this place, it's a lot of history, over here.
A long history. This is the second place where we started. We started first there, behind, where is that green parking. I had a little chalet. I bought this in '86 for my uncle. And my grandfather didn't want this to disappear in the family. They had this farm with a few hectares. And he told me, no, you have to buy that from your uncle. It's the moment now to buy this place because your uncle is going to stop with this industry. It's financially not all right. My coffee is also not all right. You should buy this place. I was really stressed because I was only 23 or 24 years old, and I say, what, I'm gonna take such a big loan on my neck, and I was enjoying doing horse business, renting a little stable. But okay, I listened, and it was the best thing that I did. I bought, it was only a roof, that was it. And I had to start to build everything. I built it quickly, this stable. I did a big loan that I think after 35 years, I'm still reimbursing it. But, no, I don't
that's
think
a
so.
joke, I think.
And then it started here, the business Stephex. We called it Stephex in '87. Then it's the name Stephex started.
But you build everything from scratch on?
From
it's not
scratch.
like your grandfather or your father give it?
No, my grandfather did me spending to buy this place. And then I said, are you gonna help me? And it was too late. He died a few years after. He never helped me for it. My parents helped me always a lot about education, about administration, about helping me to do invoice, to behave well in that thing, not to do dodgy things, to always being educated to go in a straight line in life. They started to be proud of what I was doing because I was not totally useless. I was making money and it was going quite quick, and they've always been supporting me, but not financially. But I think it was my best education. You don't need always to be supported financially. I think the education and the support of your parents and your family are the most important thing.
Yeah. And if you see the business now, how many riders do you have here in this place? Quite a lot, I guess.
Yeah, quite a lot. I changed my system approximately 10 years ago when I took Daniel to work for me. Everything was going quite well. I started the truck industry and different other industry and investment, and so my business was going well. And the one day I decided Gilbert de Rook went for his own. He was working here for 20 years. Nina Fagerstrom and a few other ones, and I decided, no, I want to enjoy myself, and I want really to be performant in sport and to change my way of business, to go in the top level of sport horses, to try to do the best one. And I took the opportunity to take a guy like that, but then I was obligated, I had no excuse. I had a good rider, I had to see that I had really good horses, because I was looking otherwise.
Yeah, but you did the job because it went to the #1 of the world, so.
Yeah, I did the job. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I said, no, I want to have the good ride. I was concentrate first on him. My kids were small, and the other riders were 2 and 3 star riders. I said, I want to get on the top. I never imagined that we were going to be one day #1 in the world.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy, really crazy.
It started really quickly. In 2 years after he rode for me, we went straight away to the top. We had Corna d'Amour, we had a few really good horses, and we started to win. And he went a few times #1 of the world, and we stayed quite a long time on it. And he's still there. But the moment that you're at the top, you don't want to go backwards. You want to stay there.
I think that's the most difficult.
Pressure.
Yeah,
That's the
a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And in this place, how many stalls do you have now, approximately?
We are not finishing to build. We have still to build one barn for 14 horses there. We have all separate barns from 4 to 17 stables. And in total, I think today we have to have 188 stables. And we're going to go a little bit above the 200. But okay, it looks like a huge number. Yeah. But this place is, luckily with the years, I made a little bit money, and I was able to buy all the farmers around me to have a little bit of bigger places. And we're all divided on 33 or 34 hectares here. And all the stables are quite separate. We have a certain part of the stable where we have clients like Jessica, like Pilar Gordon, and that we train and that we help with horses. And we try to make really the performance sports stable here. And the business happens here also.
Later in this episode, we rejoin Dirk and Stephan to learn all about Stefex's future plans. But before that, let's quickly get to Ellemijn, who's finally found her dream truck.
You know, when you start horse riding and you see all those huge dream trucks? Well, take a look at this one. Hey Tom.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you.
Welcome in the truck.
And good to see this.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks like a complete house to me.
It's more or less a house. You have all the comfort that you need to live in, to go comfortable to the show. You have 2 pop-outs, you have kitchen pop-out, you have sofa pop-out. You have the bed, master bedroom, where you have 2 master bedrooms. You have one here or one on top of the bathroom. You have all the comfort that you need.
Okay, and this is the living part.
This is the living part.
In the back we have the part for the horses.
This truck is for 6 horses. Due that he has a double pop-out, we are limited in the horse part, but the maximum we can do then is with 6 horses.
And if you have a smaller living, what is then the maximum of horses?
If you have a smaller living, then we can go to 9 or 10 horses.
Wow.
But the most comfortable to live in is 8 horses with a small living. Then you have no pop-out. A push-up is not possible. But that's the most frequent 8 trucks that we can offer you.
Okay, and now we are standing in a horse truck, but you are also producing motorhomes, I guess you
Motorhomes
call
we
it.
produce also, and there we can go as crazy if you want. 1 pop-out, 2 pop-outs, 3 pop-outs, or even 4 pop-outs. With the 5th one that goes on top. And then you have a 6-star hotel.
Yeah,
that you have.
a lot of luxury.
Yeah.
There are a lot of famous riders driving the Stephex trucks, right?
We have nice references due to the years that we do this. We do this now 16 years that we're building our own trucks. We have the Philippas family, we have Eric Lamass, we have Axel Valoy, who is a client of us. We have Laura Kraut, Julien Payard, name it.
A lot of big names.
Also Whittaker, they also drive trucks, Scott Brash. So all the top riders,
Okay.
they have a truck from us.
Tom, you said there is place for 6 horses in this truck. Can you show me that part?
That's correct, I'll show you now.
Wow, Tom, this is really big.
Yeah.
And you can adjust this per horse?
You have now for 6 horses, but as you can see, this pot is bigger than normal, but you can adjust each partition each 10 centimeters. You can play with the measurements. A big horse needs more space, a smaller one, you give less space. Also in the front, you can play with the measurements. You have also, like here, the headboard. If you make attention, then just for if you have stallions, you can turn this around, and then the horses cannot fight and they travel more comfortable and more easy. But if you want, I open the whole truck and then you can see how everything is looking.
Yes,
everything is open.
perfect.
Good. Yeah, I follow you.
Well, this is a better way to get in and out.
Much easier.
But Tom, I have to leave you because Daniel is already loading his horses for the next show.
Super.
So, thank you for everything and see each other later.
Thank you, bye.
Indeed, Ellemijn. The horses are already being loaded onto the truck for Daniel's next competition. That said, let's first go to the indoor arena where Daniel has just arrived to ride the last horse before leaving.
So Daniel, for how long are you working now here at Stephex?
By now it's already 9.5 years.
9.5 years, that's a long time.
Started in 2012 here and time passes quick, yeah.
Yeah, and how did this whole cooperation started?
Yeah, actually it started with me looking for a new job. Stephan called me a couple of times. I was not 100% convinced at the beginning, I have to say. I didn't really want to ride for a horse dealer anymore, and Stephan that time was basically one of the biggest horse dealers. That's the way how I knew him. He explained me that he wanted to change his whole idea with the stable and the business, and he really looked for an international rider. Yeah, after several discussions, I started one day and I thought, okay, let's give it a go and see how far we go.
Yeah, and now you have like your own property here, a little bit a private place on the barn, right?
Exactly. Stephex developed quite a bit in the last couple of years. I started actually in this part of Stephex, in that indoor with the stable in the right corner here.
Okay.
By now we moved a couple of 100 meters further into a new building, a new stable, and I have to say I'm very happy there.
Yeah, we just were there and we did the loading of your horses. Where are they going to?
The horses go to the show again this afternoon.
You have a full planning with shows, I guess.
Exactly, like nearly every week we move to international shows, to national shows, with young horses, with experienced horses, and just try to get some results and also develop some new young horses for the next upcoming shows.
Yeah, and I see you finished this one. Now I am speaking with one of the best riders of the world. Is it possible that you can give me some tips and tricks as well?
Of course, why not?
Yeah? Well, then I'm gonna find a proper horse for that.
All right.
And the right horse was quickly found, because who wouldn't want to be trained by one of the world's best riders? And Ellemijn, shouldn't you be changing before riding?
Of course, the girl needs to change her outfit. And since this is television, perfect, right?
And first of all, change a little bit the speed of the horse, that you do a couple of steps a little longer, a couple of steps a little shorter. Every 5 to 10 meters, you change a little bit the frequency of the horse, and you just try to find out what kind of rhythm or what kind of speed the horse feels the most comfortable in. Just to start, I would start a little bit more trot, a little slower, the steps a little bit longer. And just everything a little bit more easygoing and a little bit more forward at the beginning. You can also go in the light seat. not even too much with your hand. Just go a little forward and try that the horse goes forward by itself. You should give her the help with the leg that she goes forward, and then if you take the leg off, the horse should keep on going forward the same way. And then we do a little bit canter work. Just start to canter a little bit. First of all, a big circle again. Big enough stride that the horse goes forward. And then you change a little bit with the stride. Make the stride half a circle a little bit smaller. Then for a quarter of the circle, you collect a little bit. And you go half a circle a little bit bigger again, a bit forward again. Just to play a little bit. Open up the stride a little bit, and always think when you open up the stride that the widder needs to come up in front of you. If you afterwards go to the fence, you also want that the horse is in front of you, that it's high in front of you. That's better. With that canter, do that one more time to activate him a little bit, that the widder, that the front of the horse comes a little bit up. And when he goes forward, we slow down and we go a little bit on a smaller circle. All right, and then we walk him a minute and we do a couple of jumps.
And while Ellemijn can mentally prepare for the jumps, we head back to Stephan and Dirk to hear all about the future plans for Stephex.
For the Stephex Master, I found out that you're going to relocate the place to the other side.
That makes part a little bit of the story. I think 7 or 8 years ago, I was always helping with some show with sponsoring and because I find really impressive what a lot of people are create an event, because there's not so much money to be made at the event. Most of the time it costs you money, but everybody's proud of what they organize. There are many really good shows in Belgium. And somebody offered me to do a show in Aalst, and I said yes, and then we didn't got the permit, and then we decided to do it here. And I was really scared about it, to ruin the property and everything, and it's the best thing I did. We do this 5-star event show here in Brussels, Stephex Master, now I think it was 7th year, and then we do Knokke, and we're planning to do a few other ones. And I think it's really good for marketing to be known more in this world, interesting for contact and everything, and I'm proud to organize something like that. I like to do it.
As Equihome realtor, I also found out that in the past 5 years, people from Europe came to this area.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's like from everywhere. They come from, you name a country, and we see people come over during spring and summertime to be here as a sort of a hub, to go to the shows.
Oh, sorry, I'm making his coffee because otherwise he's gonna be mad on me.
Yeah, a little bit thirsty. No.
But no, we are lucky that we are in an area here that's not true all of us that Belgium is the mecca of the show jumping sport horses. It's an industry. It's not just horses. It's a whole industry from billions around this.
It's a big industry, and we will have Paris in a few years. So
yeah, Paris will for sure attract a lot of people. You have some French people that say we're gonna organize our stable to receive the people to sell some horses. There's some people that were organizing auctions, and so between you and me, this is bullshit. People, the real sport people, they're gonna go to Paris and they're gonna take quickly the train or the car to come to Belgium to come and see the horses. It's in Belgium that it's happening.
yes.
Sorry for the German people, but it's like that.
What is your mission vision for the next years?
Vision is to go forwards. I know from the last 2 years that Zoe and Emily want absolutely to step in the business. Zoe is gonna do a little bit more the finance and or leasing bank and to follow a little bit in the real estates about rentings and those things. And Emily wants to do a bit the business like me, to do the horses and to follow a bit the strategy of the group Stephex, to follow the industry and so on. I'm gonna try to to learn them to do a little bit everything like I was doing. And then it will be, in 10, 15 years, it will be...
Yeah, we will see.
We will see. I hope for them, I hope they like it. If they don't like it, then we will sell the group. But I think if they like it, yeah, it's our baby, then we will continue it.
That sounds like future plans for life. And while Dirk and Stephan chat for a while longer, Ellemijn got ready for a jumping session.
Very good. Walk a minute. I put it a little bit bigger, and you will do a vertical one time a bit bigger, and then afterwards you can maybe continue and do the oxa as well.
Yeah.
It's always easier when you have the horse forward enough and you just have to control him on the way to the jump than doing both at the same time. That's good. I put a bit bigger then. It's getting a bit more interesting.
Do not kill me, please.
Just, she's a little lazy today. You have to see that when you come around the corner, that it's a straight line, that then you have her already forward. If you can just sit back and hold her a little back.
So better one stride less than one extra, right?
Not so much about the strides, it's just about the way that the horse, when you come around the corner, you need to feel that the horse wants to go to the jump.
Yeah.
If he's still a little bit left, right, and doesn't really look to the jump, it's not enough focus and it doesn't go enough forward. And also for the oxa afterwards, it's the same thing, that you can just sit still the last couple of strides and let the jump come to you. That's a good rhythm. If you just keep the same rhythm around the corner and you focus on the jump. That's good. And the same to the oxa. Keep the speed a little bit around the corner. And now you start waiting. Very good. So, sold or not?
Okay, Daniel, thank you for the valuable lesson. How did it go, in your opinion?
What do you think? I think it was very good, to be honest. It's a new combination here together. You don't know the horse. At the beginning, everything was a little bit backwards, but the horse really developed forward and the jumps were really nice. So I think you can continue like that.
Okay, then she's sold.
Well done, Ellemijn. But now that your training with Daniel is over, we also have to say goodbye to the beautiful and hospitable Stephex. Because as Dirk had said at the beginning of the episode, we are going to fly. So it's time to drive to Horsten at Liege Airport and meet Els from Equilog Services.
So Ellemijn, we arrived at Liege Airport, Horse Inn, and I'm glad we changed some clothes, but it's getting cold now.
Yeah, it's freezing. But I see the truck with the horses is arriving, so let's go inside and find Els.
Okay.
And while the horses were being unloaded from the truck at Horse Inn, Dirk and Ellemijn came across Eric Giesen from Liege Airport.
Hi Eric, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you again.
Yes.
That's nice. What is the purpose of your visit? We're so glad to see you.
We want to find out everything here. So,
Okay,
what is the business doing now? Good?
very good. It's in continuous growth. As you know, COVID was a little bit difficult with the tournaments which we were lacking. But to the contrary, we had an increase in the horses that were passing through the facility.
What is the capacity of the facility?
Capacity is 56 horse stalls, of which 4 or even 6 are modulable, so we can store more horses because we have a lot of Icelandic horses as well, inbound. When they come in, they are a bunch of 60-65 horses. So, and then we need more capacity as the capacity we have. So we have bigger stalls that we can open up for 6 to 8 horses. They like to be very close together, etc.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah,
It's quite a lot.
We had this year up to now, so we are now November, more than 2,000 horses from Iceland.
Oh my
Because
god.
we have Iceland cargo,
2,000?
Iceland there. Yes, more than, no, yes, 2,000, yes. Yeah.
You have connection worldwide. I mean equine.
The bigger ones, if I may name them, These are like ECS, Holland, Amsterdam, EHS, European Horse Services. Then we also have Peden, Bloodstock, but all the services we know in Dubai, as well the agents in Qatar, and all over the world, in fact.
And what's your role?
My role is I'm responsible for the facility, which is called a centralized facility. We have different centralized facilities for each niche activity from the airport, and that's among the horses, pharmaceuticals, also perishables, oil and gas and mining related cargo. So every niche activity needs his responsible and a little bit specialized people. So that's why I'm here.
Thanking Eric for his explanation, our duo left in search of Els, who had already stabled the horses.
Hey Els. Hi, welcome.
Hi Els.
Hi.
I see the horse arrive.
Yes, exactly. These just arrived with the truck, and meanwhile they are already loading horses in the flight stalls. But just to make the horses not wait too long at the trucks, the airport provides these stables, so
Yeah.
it's really
Okay.
a good service.
Yeah, because you are from Equilog, but
Correct.
what is the service you provide?
Equilog Services is specialized in worldwide shipping of horses by air and managing every aspect of this transport journey. And it starts with the pre-export quarantine, laboratory research, these results we will need for the health certificates, customs formalities, road transport to the airports, flight reservations, and our grooms, of course, who join the horses during the entire flight. But the main goal for us is the well-being of the horses. So during quarantine, we take excellent care of them. They have enough exercise. Before they leave, we wash them, we groom them, so they are top-notch arriving at the airport, as you can see.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. And what kind of customers do you have?
we have three groups. We have the professional riders who come during spring to Europe to compete all our famous competitions in Europe. So we organize the whole transport, health certificates. It's quite a challenge because when these horses are spread around Europe, I have to make sure that all the blood tests and stem samples are taken in time. But in the end, when these horses leave, it's always worth the stress. It's what we live for. Then we have also agents, other agents in Europe and globally, who we have a very fine, loyal cooperation with. So sometimes they book the flights and they ask Equilog Services to organize quarantine, all the laboratory research and administration. And then the third part, these are the people that are really, really fond of our service. And each time when they buy a new family member, they contact me because they know that the horses are taken such good care of. And even years after, they keep on sending pictures on how their foals grew up and everything. So it's actually three different.
And this place, Els, is that also a quarantine stable?
No, these are transit stables, and they are offered by the airport as a bonus for the horses, of course, to relax before the flight or when they arrive. Quarantine stables, they are meant to isolate horses during a certain period from other horses. So then we can have time to do the laboratory research and everything. These stables, they have to be approved by the federal authorities. Ours, they are located in Antwerp, which is actually good because it's in the center of all the
Central.
correctly from Frankfurt, Amsterdam, Luxembourg airports. So it's very easy to reach the airports.
And now, what's the plan?
Well, I think these two are ready now to load. So let's go. So now we're gonna load the horses.
Okay, but you put off the blanket. Isn't that too cold for?
No, no. During the flights, we always, when the horses get loaded on the plane, we take off the blankets and the leg protection also, because during the flight it gets warm enough. The container, it gets like closed totally, so close next to each other. Their body temperature, make sure that
It's warm enough.
And you go together with the horses?
I did in the past. When I started with Equilog services, I flew along with the horses. It's really an amazing feeling. I think there's no better way than to fly with horses. But unfortunately, I don't have time anymore. So we have professional grooms that we send along, even a veterinarian. So if during the flight something happens, they are capable enough to keep the horses calm.
And you don't have time due to the paperwork you do, or?
Correctly.
Okay, and you said that a professional groom has to fly with the horses, so not every person is able to fly with them?
No, exactly. To keep the horses calm at all time. Now, for 90% of the times, nothing goes wrong, but it's always more safe to have someone there who actually knows about how to deal with horses, also in some uncomfortable situations.
So he's ready to be loaded now. What's the next step?
Now we're going to take off the bandages. We do that unless the owner specifically asks for, because during the flight, if they should come loose, it might get uncomfortable for the horses and you cannot reach them anymore. So that's why we're going to take them off. We're going to load them inside of the pallet. We have water and hay provided for the entire flight. So it's really important that at least every 2 hours the horse is being given water.
Why is that so important?
They can lose up to 60 kilos
60?
During the flight.
You mean 16?
60
Oh my
kilos.
God, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, they can lose up to 60 kilos because of dehydration. So also during the quarantine at our stables, it's really important for us that we can get them rather chubby than just toned, just to make sure that after the long journey they arrive in good condition.
And now the horses are loaded and ready to fly. We have come to the end of another fantastic episode. Dirk and Ellemijn, I hope you enjoyed all the hospitality and beautiful stories as much as we did. I am curious about what the next episode will bring us. See you next time at It's a Lifestyle.